Thanks for tuning in and welcome to today's review of The Golden Compass, starring Nicole Kidman and Daniel Craig. I have read his Dark Materials trilogy books written by Philip Pullman, and they're pretty good. I did get a little bored of them, as I do with most books to be honest, but I still really enjoyed them. When I heard there was going to be a movie, I was pretty hyped up about it. I thought this would be a pretty good material for a movie, and we could have another Lord of the Rings in our hands here, which wouldn't be a bad thing in my case, as those trilogy of movies are some of my favourite of all time. So, what is The Golden Compass? Well, to be honest with you, after watching it, I can honestly say that The Golden Compass is Lord of the Rings with a slightly more boring plot, all the lovable characters taken away, and with no epic scenes whatsoever. All the stuff that made Lord of the Rings such good movies have been taken out of this movie. Daniel Craig, even though he's a big actor, and the only reason he probably got this role is because of the Bond movies, he doesn't really do anything in this movie. He appears for a few scenes. Nicole Kidman just threw a few nasty glances at characters now and then to show that she was evil, and this really didn't have any depth to it. If you've ever read the book before and you watch this movie, then you'll be very, very disappointed. This movie feels so rushed, I tell you. It's like, well, they try and make it all epic when Lyra Belacqua, the main character, leaves one of the other main characters, but because the character hasn't been explained, you've only seen them together in about one or two scenes, you don't really feel any emotion when they part or anything like that. I thought this movie suffered from some pretty bad special effects. It was over $150 million, and I was pretty curious to see what that could look like on a cinema. But to be honest, these special effects were nothing that you wouldn't see in Lord of the Rings. I mean, Lord of the Rings cost less than this, and I personally thought that looked better than this. Yeah, the armored polar bears look pretty cool when you first see them, but after a while you just get used to it and get bored, to be honest. This was a huge letdown for me, and I really would not advise this for fans of the book, or anyone, to be honest with you. Well, maybe people who are into fantasy movies, anyone who likes a bit of escapism, but this movie was just so dull and boring, and don't even get me on to Lyra Belacqua, the main character. She's just so unlikable for so long that when she finally becomes a hero, you just don't feel anything for her. She's just so annoying. And I know it's pretty big for the actress to carry what's probably going to be a big series in the future together, but seriously, she beat off 10,000 other girls. How bad were they, to be honest with you? I mean, she's pretty poor. And sometimes she just doesn't have the right voice or attitude for some certain scenes. So this movie was a huge disappointment. I thought we were going to have another Lord of the Rings in our hands here, but as it stands, I'm going to give this movie 2 out of 5. Thanks for watching.